All right, lesson 5. So we're dealing with the area of a trapezoid now. The area of a trapezoid is always going to be the formula of 1/2 times the sum of the bases. So you add the bases together, then times the height. In this, when I'm dealing with looking for the bases versus the height, the bases are always going to be the sides of my trapezoid that are parallel to each other. The height, on the other hand, is always going to be the distance between those bases. So it's how tall the trapezoid is from base to base. So when I go to plug into the formula, area is equal to 1/2 times, in this case, 9 plus 15, our bases, times our height of 20. So area equals 1/2 times 24 times 20. I can go even further. I can multiply either the 24 by 1/2 or the 20 by 1/2, or find 24 times 20 and then cut that in half. So no matter what, I only multiply two things and not distributing anything here. So 1/2 times 24 is 12. 12 times 20 gives me an area of 240, and in this case, that's meters squared. Number 2, start off with the same formula. 1/2 times the sum of the bases times the height. Remember that your bases are always going to be the ones that are parallel. So that's going to be the 8 and the 20 in this case. They want me to find the height, and this time they're giving me the area, which is 280. So we plug in what we know. Always start with the formula and just substitute in for the values you're aware of. So 280, my area, is equal to 1/2 times that 8 plus 20 times our mystery height. In order to find the height, I have to be able to plug in for everything else, and I was able to. So we continue. 280 is equal to 1/2 times 28 times height. So 280 equals 14 times height, and if I divide by that 14, I'm going to get my height is 20, and that's going to be 20 centimeters. Number 3, for the on-levels, I know you did not have to do that question. For my honors kiddos, check for the second video that you're going to see posted. That's going to give you the answer for number 3. So I'm moving on to number 4 for now. They did not draw a trapezoid out for me, but that doesn't change the situation. I'm still working with the same formula. 1/2 times the sum of the bases times the height, and I'm going to substitute in whatever they gave me. My area is 5. I know my height is 2. I know one base is 1. And I'm going to use all of that to find the other base. So I plug 5 in for my area. I plug 1 in for that base. I know I'm looking for the other base, and I know my height is 2. I have quite a few options for what I could do next from here, but something I can acknowledge is that if I'm looking at 1/2 times 1 plus b times 2, I can multiply any two of those together. Oops. So I can just look to multiply the 1/2 times the 2. That's going to get me 5 is equal to 1 plus b, and then 1/2 times 2 is really just 1, right? So what I'm working with is 5 is equal to 1 plus b. Times 1 is kind of insignificant. So last step, to get b alone, subtract 1. We find that our base, or our other base, is worth 4 feet. Question 5. Start off with your formula once again. Remember that your bases are always going to be the parallel sides. I don't care how stretched your trapezoid looks. I don't care which way it's oriented. These are your bases. Your height will always be the distance between those bases. So my area here is 1/2 times 4 plus 7.2 times 3x. 1/2 times 11.2 times 3x. 11.2 divided by 2 or times 1/2. That's going to give me 5.6 times 3x. And then some of you stopped there, but I can figure out what that is. That 5.6 times 3 is going to give me 16.8x. The unit of measure is feet squared. And so we're done. Next question. Start off with your formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. I'm given one base and I'm told to find the other. I'm told that my height is 2x, and I'm told, color here, I'm told that the area is 4x. So when I plug in, I have, not 4x, 4x squared. I have 4x squared is equal to 1/2 times 3x plus b times my height of 2x. Just like in the other problem, remember if all of this is getting multiplied together, I can multiply any two pieces. So I can look to combine that 1/2 and that 2x to simplify things a little bit quicker. So I have 4x squared is equal to this times this just gives me x, right? 1x. So I have x times 3x plus b. I'm still looking to get that b alone, so it wouldn't make sense to distribute this x because then I have b even more complicatedly connected with everything. So I want to be trying to strip pieces away. So I have 4x squared is equal to x times 3x plus b, and since this is multiplication, I can divide. If I divide by x, I'm left with 3x plus b on the right. I now have 4x on the left. And since I have 3x plus b, I can subtract 3x. And that officially leaves me with the fact that my other base is worth 1x inches. Okay, last question. Once again, we start with the formula 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times height. The area is what we're looking for. One of my bases is 3a plus the other base, which I'm told is 6a. My height is the 10 plus 4c. At this point, I can actually combine like terms in one of my parentheses. That 3a plus 6a we can combine to give us 9a. So the area equals 1/2 times 9a times 10 plus 4c. Again, if it's a whole series of multiplication, just choose to multiply. I can choose to distribute the 9a here next. I could choose to do 1/2 times 9a. I could choose to do 1/2 times the 10 plus 4c. Whatever it is that you do at this point, it's only two things. That half does not go to both parentheses. Just because the 10 plus 4c are nice even numbers, I'm actually going to choose to do that last option. I'm going to do 1/2 times the 10 plus 4c, which means I need to distribute that half into the parentheses. So I have my area is equal to 9a times 5 plus 2c. From here, I'm now going to distribute the 9a. The 9 times 5 is going to give me 45a. 9a times 2c gives me 18ac. This tells me that the area is this kilometers squared. Okay, as usual, please let me know if you have questions, and if you're in honors, look for that extra question on the other video. Thanks, guys.